Last week, we introduced our latest project, a 1994 Toyota Supra. And then my buddy Michael promptly explained why it was a giant turd.
I think you overpaid.
Today, let's take a closer look at what's wrong with this sketchy Supra, and maybe even take it for a spin.
It didn't like that, okay. Alright.
Okay, first thing that's on the agenda is the motor. And, well, as you guys know, it doesn't run very well. Actually, the motor itself is actually in really good condition. It's just this stuff, the turbo stuff. Stock twins are completely blown pretty much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull them out and inspect them, see if they're worth rebuilding. Rebuilding was probably going to be about $1,000, and then put them back in, rebuilt, and then it'd be good to go. It'd just be another stock twin turbo Supra, and then we can mess with boost control and stuff like that. Or the second option is if we pull these out and either the compressor or exhaust blades are kind of chipped or messed up, then these things are trash and we'll probably go single. But we're not going to go crazy with the single. I have a 67, Precision 67 in my basement. It's a little big, but it's free because I already own it. So I'll probably rebuild that. That one, the oil seals are blown, so I'll rebuild that. That'll be kind of fun to do, a learning experience for sure. And then get a manifold, you know, downpipe, wastegate, etc., all the ancillaries, and just stick it in and do like a very light single turbo with stock injectors probably, and just kind of emulate the twin setup but with a single turbo. That'll probably cost, I don't know, $2,000 or so, so we'll have to just see from there. Again, not too much money, but it'll get this motor running 100% once again, and then this thing will be on the road. And so motor-wise, that's pretty much it. Other than that, it's just a lot of random cleanup. As you can see, like, that's a little rusty. Those are stance coils. I don't know, there's just a lot of small stuff. Clamps, you know, this stuff is kind of dinged up and messed up, but, you know, nothing a little bit of TLC can't fix. You know, this thing is in weird shape. Yeah, like nothing too huge, just a lot of cleanup stuff, and then this motor will probably be pretty tip-top. Alright, so next up, what we're probably going to do is work on the interior. Now, the interior doesn't actually need much, but like, as you can see, there's holes in the seat. I have new leathers for these, just a lot of random stuff. It's very dirty. It has some speakers, which is nice, but other than that, it's like, this is unnecessary, so I'll probably have to get a new panel to replace this, because this is actually cut just obscene. That disgusting boost controller, probably hide that, sorry, the boost gauge, boost controller here, probably hide that, and then this random Supra badge, not sure what's up with that. And then of course, there's everything in the inside of the car, which is just a whole lot of spare parts and junk, which is good. I'll just take that out and organize it at some point. And that's about it for the interior. Honestly, it's not much to do. It's in relatively decent shape, all things considered, very just stock. And that's good. And then, of course, the last thing on the agenda is the exterior of the car. Now, of course, the exterior of the car is what needs the most love. There is quite a few chips, scrapes, how you say, paint missing and coming off in numerous places. The car itself is very dirty right now, and I'll probably clean it up and just see what I can do. The wheels are in okay shape, but they need tires. The brakes are, well, not in okay shape, but like I think those will clean up pretty nicely. And then other than that, there's just the major bodywork stuff. So that's going to be this target top. A lot of stuff wrong with it, you know, just paint everywhere, and then of course it's bent on either side. So I'll probably have to replace this target top. I'm not sure if, because these are aluminum, I don't believe these will be easily repaired, although it's not too bad. So we'll have to see. Other than that, it's just the rust. Now, you guys saw the old rusty hole here, and I'm not trying to get tetanus, but yeah, it's a proper hole. It's a full hole. The inside skin of it is a little bit affected, but it's mostly just this outside skin here. It's just kind of a repair job gone wrong, I think. And so it's not a huge amount of rust, to be perfectly honest, and it's in a fairly flat, even spot, so it should be easily just cut out and repaired. Take the rod out and go from there. If you look on the other side, there definitely is a little bit of rust kind of around here and stuff too. So again, that'll be kind of have to be taken care of. Not huge though. The fitment on some of these panels is very poor. Other than that, it's all straight though. Check the subframes, everything looks good. She drives really straight, really nicely. And then just a lot of small stuff, dings, just really poorly painted, I guess, at some point. So that's bodywork. Now, bodywork is probably going to be the most expensive thing, and it's probably going to be the thing I leave for last. Because, I mean, I just want to drive this car and enjoy it. And plus, it's kind of nice when you have, like, this crappy body and then, like, fast turbo Supra. Because then I can beat on it and, like, not feel too bad. All in all, I think maybe 10 grand. So the cost of the car was 10 grand, another 10 grand in it. And for 20 grand, you have pretty much a perfect Supra. I mean, like, once all the bodywork's done. And so, I mean, shoot, like, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back too much here, but this is kind of an awesome deal, all things considered. All right. Well, I haven't started this up in a week or so, since episode 1 pretty much. So yeah, it doesn't run very well, as you guys saw, but give it a shot here. Oh no. The battery's dead. Damn it.
A few moments later.
Fingers crossed. It's very loud. Okay, let me disconnect the...
Eventually.
All right. It's got some pretty major vacuum leaks, I'm pretty sure. So, if you don't like running, feels good to be in a Supra again. Most definitely, even though this one is a giant piece of garbage. Okay, now I should mention, it's still pretty like snowy and icy out. It's about 40 degrees today, so it's probably one of the warmer days. But yeah, also, audio is not gonna be great. So as I mentioned before, this isn't automatic. So the thing with these older A340 automatics is there's kind of a way to drive them. You kind of have to shift with the gas pedal. So you kind of like lean into it, and then like when you want to shift, you kind of just slowly back out and it'll just kind of drop a gear. There's also overdrive off button, and then there's a manual button on the side. Manual, it says manual, but like basically all it does is it just holds kind of the lower gear if you stick it in a lower gear. It's a 4-speed, four gears. So again, this is a pretty classic transmission. Other than that, the car actually drives pretty great. It's extremely loud, but that's just because there's no exhaust. If there wasn't exhaust, it'd probably be fine. It hasn't done anything weird yet. I think I kind of put some tape over some of the bigger vacuum leaks. It's very slow because, I mean, it's a turbo car, but there's no boost because the turbos are blown. As far as I know, the first turbo, I don't know if it's even connected as far as the compressor side goes. So you really get nothing. But I believe the second turbo is. When the second turbo comes on, now in these twin turbo cars, I'll explain this in more detail later, but there's essentially a valve that once it sees a certain amount of pressure, it opens the valve and then it starts diverting exhaust gas to that second turbo. When the second turbo kicks in, you can feel a jolt, but then smoke just goes everywhere, and I'll demonstrate this shortly. I hope you guys are ready for this. I'm about to smoke screen this Range Rover. Oh, ooh, it didn't like that. Okay, it just cut out. Ooh. All right, well, I broke it, so there goes that. All right, let's stop in this neighborhood. I think what I did was essentially wherever there was a vacuum leak, I just kind of popped it off again. So I'm gonna have to drive this kind of I think I probably just maybe blew an intercooler pipe off or something. People are mad. All right, I'm gonna pull over here and see if I can't find out what's wrong with this thing. This is my life, so. Okay, well, we had a blown off intercooler pipe, which, to be honest, shouldn't have done it. Oh, right, mass airflow sensor. Right, this car uses a mass airflow sensor. So you blow off an intercooler pipe and, well, that's gonna happen. Look at that. Like a dream. Huh. Hey, look at that. All right. Can't get into boost again. Not having another one of those. Okay, so again, mass airflow sensor. If there's air getting past the MAF and it's unmetered, your car's gonna run like garbage. So how about that? A little lesson for you guys. But yeah, I mean, she tracks straight, dead straight, really nicely. The brakes are actually really good. Other than that, 135,000 miles on this bad boy, so not a huge amount of mileage, all things considered. No check engine lights. I mean, come on, that's pretty good. I think we need to get that far back. When you put it in park, idle's quite high. Look at that, we're back home. See, catastrophe averted. Well, not really averted, it happened, so.
And yeah, that's basically it. For those of you who may be wondering, yeah, the red car's gone. I sold it a little while ago. You know, that's how it is. That car was a lot of fun, 700 horsepower. If you guys haven't seen the build to the red Supra, that'll be here, I think. I'm not trying to do the same thing with this car. This car is trying to be more of like just a mild Supra. Supra I can just cruise in, go to meets in and stuff like that. And so that's why I'm not going to go big with huge turbo. I'm probably not going to go standalone. I'm not going to dump a ton of money into building power in this thing. The stock automatic transmissions, they're good for like 400 pound-feet of torque, maybe 450 pound-feet of torque, and then they're going kapuya. I'm not planning on swapping into V160. That's like 10 grand plus. I'm not going to go the T56 route too, because that's still like 8 grand, something like that. It's still a lot of money, and that's a great, you know, it's a great choice. Don't get me wrong. Going with the T56, there's swap kits out there. Why did I get this car? I mean, like, look, I love Supras, and like, seeing a car like this, kind of in sorry condition, like really needing someone to come and bring it back to life, that's the thing that really gets me going. It's like getting these, like, you know, diamonds in the rough, I guess, so to speak, and just kind of bringing them back to life. You know, this is such a fun project for me, and that's why I picked this up in the first place. Also, it was cheap. Man, it was so cheap. You cannot find Supras for 10 grand these days. No, especially a turbo car. Of course, there is all that waxing philosophic about Supras and saving Supras and stuff. But you know, what's a build without a little bit of a test or perhaps a little bit of a challenge? So I couldn't help but notice my buddies over at ShiftingLanes, perhaps you've heard of their YouTube channel, the link's going to be in the description, but they're building this Volvo. Now, they do a lot of Volvos, and look, I love me a Volvo. You know, me and Zane got that 240. Ooh, love that car. Complete piece of garbage, but I love that car. But they're building a Volvo V70R, and now look, they're calling it the M3 killing Volvo V70R. And like, for what it's worth, I haven't seen it kill any M3s. Now. Not saying that it can't. But look, how about instead of an M3, you kind of like, I don't know, challenge something legitimate, like an actual sports car? Supra versus V70R. You're all saying you're going to make 400 at the crank, roughly. This thing will probably make roughly 400 at the crank. We'll see. Yeah, wherever you want. Let's throw down. When your car's done, this car's done, let's do it. Straight, head-to-head, street, strip, track. I mean, dyno, I don't know. You tell me. I guess we can figure that out. But, like, let's do it. Let's go head-to-head. Look, once this beast is ready to go, it's going to need to eat. You know what I'm saying? And look, that Volvo of yours looking real tasty right now. Just saying. So if you guys are up for the challenge, look, hit me up, and we're going to go. Because this thing should be ready in no time. Because, dude, like, I get projects done. You guys know that. Wait, can you see them? You can see the Mini? I get some things done. No, actually, I don't think I've ever finished a car, really. Doesn't matter. This Supra will get done. There's not much to do. And for what it's worth, I just want to get this car ready mechanically and then probably beat your asses in a race. And then we can worry about the bodywork and stuff after that. Because again, the bodywork is going to be like taking it to the body shop and stuff like that. I can't. I'm not painting in here and doing bodywork and stuff. Like, I can't. I'm not qualified to do that. Yeah, that's the Supra. Those are the plans with the Supra. First things first, I'm going to start tearing this thing apart, honestly, because, you know, it's broken. So probably like pull the front end off of it and then just like start ripping stock twin turbo stuff out and just going from there. The stock twins are notoriously difficult to take out, like notoriously bad, because it is just a rat's nest of vacuum lines and like valves and like solenoids and actuators. That'll be fun. You guys will see. I'm probably in over my head.